Right, welcome back to part 2. This is the detailed walk around of the Starfarer where I pretty much show off as much detail as I can find. Also point out certain gameplay methods and things that could be interesting. Anyway, to start with, the cool door animation, very, very cool. Also, it has this release control, so I assume you'll have a manual release of it should you need to if you lose all the power to your ship. It also says on here, in emergency, doors may close without warning. So this looks like some sort of automatic emergency mechanism where the door will close if maybe this compartment or certain compartments are losing pressure. Also, the pilot, I expect, will have some form of control over the door too. So that would explain that. Anyway, onto the floor. So the white parts, or the white section with the flashing lights, is where your cargo will be stored. These bronzed looking parts are actually the mag clamps. So they are the powering the magnetic locks to hold your cargo down if you get damage or if you take a knock, because certain physics will be represented or replicated within the within ships. So if you do get hit, things will sort of jump around. So this is to hold it in place, make sure it doesn't move. The one question I do have is, how high can we actually stack them? Can we go all the way to the top? I mean, here, obviously, we're limited to this. But then if you put it in the center, can you take it all the way to the top? I assume it'll be certain cargo will work better than others, because obviously it's got to be quite square and unified for it to actually stack. But if you want to learn more about the mag clamps, you can read the cargo document. I'll link it in the description in case people have missed it, because it is definitely worth reading. So when it is fully laden, I would assume the walkways are actually pretty narrow. You'll have this to walk, well, this little area here to walk down where you've got a full cargo bay. Also, something I've noticed are these, I'm not 100% sure if they are. They could be bulkheads, but that is what's confusing me. Now, it could obviously expand up into the corner and expand down, or a door could come across, because that does look like a door that's going to slide across. But there's no... I just don't get it. It looks like it could be. So if you took a hull breach on this section, you could close that off, and that sort of side of the walkway, and that would keep it the rest of the ship pressurized. Maybe it's just for this middle section, because that window there and that window there, which are both pressured or pressurized themselves, so that would make sense to keep this section completely separate from the rest of the ship. I'm unsure, we'll see. But when you walk around, you've got lots of little, I don't know, little cubby holes with netting. So could these be for components, or could they be for more storage? They have got little lights attached to them, whether they're placeholders, I don't know. Hopefully this storage, this netting, will actually be useful, because there's a lot of it. Maybe not just around the ship, but in certain areas. Seems to be a often used asset as that. So we shall have to see. Maybe it's a good place, if it is for components rather than storage, maybe it's a good place for smuggling items. I mean, are they going to check every single panel? Who knows? After that, we have this sort of processor control, which is very unusual. I'm not sure what this whole section's for. It's got handles, and there seems to be 1, 2, 3, 4 units, each with their own dial or screen. It's also replicated on the other side, so whatever it is, there's 2 of them. But with this gold, weird-looking piping, it looks like it could be cooling, because if you read on here, not there, here, it says insular, so it seems like it's some sort of insulated piping to keep things either cool or, you know, take the heat away, maybe. We shall see. Again, unknown. And the handles, I can only assume, are for when you're an EVA to help you maneuver around, but they are a bit in the middle of nowhere. So, again, unknown, but we shall see. There are a lot of these indicator panels, I've noticed. There's one there, one here. I'm assuming, again, they're possibly placeholders. I mean, ventilation release. Why would they name something if it's not going to have a use? It could just be to, to make it look cool, to make it look sort of usable. We shall see again. Also on here, this is a dial here. Manual control, could this be for the bulkheads? It doesn't look like the bulkheads can go all the way across there because there's another handle blocking the whole of that bulkhead. But anyway, to finish off in this room, we have 6 seats there and another 6 seats over here, making 12 seats in total, which means technically you could possibly transport 12 passengers. Maybe if you're at a landing port and someone can see the destination you're heading to, they may come on and say, can I hitch a ride? You know, NPCs or real players, you know, pay a few credits to have a seat. But I don't think I would want them in the cargo hold. It would be useful because, you know, they wouldn't have access to anywhere else on the ship because you could lock all the doors and refuse them access. But they'd have access to your cargo. So I suppose you'd have to have your security team keeping an eye on him, maybe walking around the top catwalk every now and again. But then again, if it's an NPC, and with the Starliner, we know they have a lot of work in keeping passengers happy. So maybe if they need the toilet, they'll have to be escorted up to the crew quarters. Lots of questions to be answered. But anyway, let's carry on. Just so you know, this is just the first floor that we're doing. We did the exterior yesterday. Not yesterday, sorry, a few days ago. So this is I suppose, the ground floor. After we've done this, we'll have a look at the next floor up. And then the final floor as well. But anyway, let's continue through here, which is airlock access. Before we get there, we've got some more panels here for this, again, cooling system. Maybe I would actually think that this is possibly attached to the front grille where you would take the gases in that you have collected. It'll be filtered through here. Maybe these are actually the processes to filter it into your refinery tanks. Perhaps, I don't know, it would explain why they are insulated, because you wouldn't want any outside or inside temperatures affecting it, because it could be quite volatile, I would have thought. But anyway, into the first corridor to the front airlock. Lots of lockers and netting again. I don't know, maybe just reused assets. Maybe it's just to keep the style guide, or whether they'll be functional. We have got emergency lockers up here on every single one, so whether or not that contains emergency items, I don't know. Bulkheads, dividing them off, so if you had a hull breach somewhere, or if this became unusable, maybe they would block these doors off and you would have to get into your EVA suit to go through and repair the hull. Handles for EVAing, so you can pull yourself along. As he did say, there will be more interaction with EVAing, so you will actually see your hands pulling yourself along. So, into the actual airlock itself, you have 2 lockers, which will contain EVA suits, because he did say you'll be walking around in civilian clothing, and then when you need to EVA, you'll have to change into an EVA suit. There's only 2, and eventually there will be suits hanging inside, or inside that you would get into and wear. And what would be cool is if you are the owner of this ship, you could probably pick your own suits, or upgrade, buy some better suits, and then store them in there for when EVA is needed. Now, I know since we've had the new Starfarer video, these are actually, I'll show a picture if I can find one on screen. These are the pressurizing, well, I don't know what they call them really. They open up and suck all the air out, basically. But they're not here on this build, so it looks as though they're coming later. But they should be there. You have your screens, which I hope is sort of to tell you about the pressure outside. They are just placeholders for the moment, so nothing really to see there. Hopefully it'll tell you about the atmosphere that you're EVAing into and what potential suit you may need. Maybe you'll have one for EVA, one for a different kind of atmosphere. Who knows? Again, unsure. But yeah, you'd come in here, get changed, EVA to perhaps repair a hull breach. So you'd open this, EVA round, and fix the hole, and then come back in again, get changed. As I'm sure there will be plenty of hull breaches with combat pirates, asteroids, floating debris, all sorts of stuff. Nice little medikit on the wall. hopefully this will play nicely into the whole medical career. We are still to hear more about that. Something also cool about this is that this is actually the airlock to latch onto other ships. So, for an example, if you've seen Fireflies Bushwhacked, where they come across a floating junker, they EVA, well, they don't EVA, they airlock to it, and go on board, or go aboard, and find that it's been attacked by Reavers. Now, the only thing that's sort of concerning me with this being the main airlock for boarding other ships is there's only 2 places for EVA suits, which means there's only really 2 EVA team, like a team of 2. Which, in my opinion, if you're planning to get onto another ship, maybe even a derelict ship, or if you're boarding another ship, that's not very many. You would have thought you would need like a proper team to breach. And 2, I mean, obviously you could have more than so however many people you can fit in here ready to go. But the other, if you have more than 2, they'd have to go up to the other room to get the EVA suits, which is a bit daft and not very economical. Also, I've noticed there are no weapon racks, which I kind of think is a bit odd. Because, again, if you are trying to get out of this into a place of unknown, you would need some form of security. Maybe something like this. I mean, at the moment, it's a capacitor control, so that looks like it's actually an important block. But I think something on the wall like that would just work well. Just having some weapons that you can pick up on the move. So, but that's something that is actually throughout the ship. There are no weapon racks. So whether or not it's something that's going to come down the line or they have something else in place, I am unsure. But anyway, I don't think I've missed anything else off other than all these access panels, which I'm assuming will have some form of use in the game. I don't understand why they would have indicator panels up there which look like they have buttons to press, because there's no way you can reach. No, I can't reach that. Very unusual. But anyway, this is the cargo bay and the front airlock. As I say, the next episode or the next part will be of the top corridor, the catwalk and its EVA room, and the cockpit, which I'm looking in the wrong direction. The cockpit's over in that direction. But anyway, let me know your thoughts. Let me know if I've missed anything off. I don't think I have. But yeah, don't forget to subscribe, comment, share, follow on Twitter, follow on Twitch, all the usual stuff, and I shall see you in the next episode. I'm going to go to bed.